Hello, I lost my ice cream here again, and we are going to take a look at the new Eldar army I bought. It took me about 6 days to paint these up, and it's pretty much just 2 battle forces and 1 Seer Council. Taking a look at it all, we have 20 Guardians, 10 Dire Avengers, 4 Council members, 2 Warwalkers, and 2 Transports. And we are just going to take a quick look at the first ones. As you can see, I'm painting them in an Ulthwe scheme. And for those of you who don't know, they use a lot of Guardians. So, what I decided to do, and that's just disturbing. Not entirely sure why I have them there, but who knows. Okay, onto the Guardians. And this guy is kind of modeled with 2 weapons. I don't know why I did that. It just looked cool. A heavy weapon, and this is not glued actually. I don't know what to call this, but it's kind of a very sticky mess. And if there's any Swede watching this, if you please would try to translate it, Heftmassa. I have no idea what to call it. And this guy is the other crew member, he doesn't even have a weapon. And 10 Guardians, nothing wrong about that. And if we take a look around, here are the Dire Avengers. I decided to paint them up in the classic Dire Avenger scheme, and this is a shooty squad, but I can actually swap that out. I'm going to take a closer look at that. That's the same thing here, I used that sticky mass, and I painted cross on their bases just to be able to tell what's interchangeable. Here we have 1 Exarch with the kind of shooty type, and I want them to look like kind of like mercenaries, since Ulthwe doesn't really have any aspect warriors. And I'm new to Eldar, so I really need some other things than Guardians. Behind them we have the first Wave Serpents. And these look quite awful because they are the first vehicles I've ever painted. As you can see the pilot looking very, very bad. And you can see the kind of metal stuff around here and there. I want to look a bit torn up. And that's why I did that. Twin-linked choking catapult and twin-linked bright lances. I think that's pretty useful, since it's a transport, you're probably not going to stop up and shoot a lot. But a lot of people recommend you have to have transport, so I might as well use it. And the reason why I did this kind of... It's not magnets, that's pretty sure. I'm not sure what to call it then again. The reason why I did this to the squad leaders is that I can have a close combat squad and a shooty squad, or both, if I feel like it. On to the next squad. Seer Council, yeah, that's true. They're not very well painted because I can't paint resin. But we have 1 Warlock with a Sing Spear, 1 Warlock with just a Witchblade, another one over here with a Witchblade, but he has a collar, and I really... collar? I don't know what to call it. I really like the look of that. And then the Force here. Like I said in my unboxing video, I want to proxy this guy in as Eldrad Althram, because I didn't really like the Eldrad model, and he seems to break all the time, so I painted this guy up in Ulthwe scheme. I painted some kind of symbols in the back of his cape, just to give it some more elseness, I guess you call it elseness, what the fuck. I know. But it's just to fill out the empty space. Next up we have 20 more Guardians. 10 more Guardians, sorry. And I modeled this guy to look like he's throwing a grenade or something. And this guy, I don't know what he's doing. And the rest of them just holding their rifles. And one of them has a kind of spiky thing. And here are the crew members. One is just pointing out, and the other one is also pointing out with his targeter thingy. And I think that's the scatter laser in just normal Guardian. I had an awful time trying to glue these, and the reason being is pretty much that I paint everything up before I glue it together. Next up we have Warwalkers, 2 of them. As you can see, none of my vehicles actually have a glass pane. That's because I didn't have any PVA glue around. They have dual missile launchers, and I'm going to talk about why I have it like that later on. And as you can see, a lot of parts are missing from it. Same thing with the Wave Serpents, they don't have any spikes. That's because I don't like the look of them. Simple. And that's just a burning rhino in the background. And yeah, the thing I really liked about the model is that you can mold them like they're running. I really should model a tiny little football on the ground there, because that'll look hilarious. And then if we close up look, focus in, come on. Yeah, looks pretty awful. That's because I can't paint at all. And here we have another wave serpent. This one is mounted in shuriken cannon, just to give it some variety. Otherwise it's quite the same. A big metal spot there just to kind of make it look beaten up. Twin-necked right lance because you need some anti-tank. Take a look at it. These guys can take anti-tank weapons, but I'm facing mostly Tyranids and Marines, so I need something to shoot down hordes. That's range 6, 4 shots, that's pretty good at it. These guys are good at taking out the infantry, since they have like, this modification has 35 shots on the Blaze Storm, 24 otherwise. Seer Council, I could always attach these warlocks to the Guardian squads, but yeah, that's really if you want to keep your Guardians up close to the enemy. But I plan to keep them in the backfield, just lobbing in shots. Yep, and that is it. Now I'm going to show you all the bits and stuff I managed to get together, so I can swap it out. Now, about the bits. I've been thinking about, and these Warwalkers, I mean heavy weapon squads, their weapons are actually the same ones as you would put on a Warwalker. So, technically, you get 2 of every weapon in the battle force. That means I get 4 of every weapon in 2 battle forces. Simple math. And yet another one, and the Warwalkers. Now, about the Exarchs. As you can see, the X is painted on there. That means that I can actually swap them out for different war gear. Such as this Dire Avenger Exarch with a... hold on a sec. Shimmer Shield and Power Weapon. And of course he's got the same banner as the other guy. And of course I could, if I wanted to, have an all simple Dire Avenger squad with no upgrades. Just by swapping these guys out. Now this is going to be awkward to move one-handed, but I'm going to try. Just take the top here. Come on. Yep. This is what the leg looks like. It's not green stuff, as you can see it's blue. But you could always... where did I put it? Over there. Let's see, this is going to be more difficult one-handed. There we go. Now we got an Exarch instead, so we could have 2 squads of 5 and have 2 Exarchs, or 1 squad of 10 and have either the close combat Exarch or the can't speak, or the ranged Exarch. Now, same thing about the weapons. There. Now I could put these on the Warwalkers, or the other one has exactly the same weapon. But this is the pile of weapons. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of weapons. You got bright lances, shuriken cannons, more bright lances, crap I don't know what it is, and some other stuff I don't know. And same thing with the Warwalkers. I could put in everything I wanted in there without having to worry about gluing it together. Yeah. So, now that the Eldar army is done, we can make some battle reports on it. Expect mistakes. And I just want to do this because it looks very funny. All the bits that are interchangeable are, I think it's about, let's see here. You get 2 every weapon. There are 5 weapons, so you should get like good 20 different weapons for 2 battle forces. And so it seems like a good way to start because I'm satisfied. It's a good army. They look decent. I managed to get it all done in less than a week. That's pretty good. And I really like that kind of flexibility that the Eldar have. They can really swap out between different gear, different tactics. And especially their Farseer, since they can make the army a lot more resilient. I think that's about it. Yeah. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever, just question me by message or just put something in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, that's really helpful if you do. And don't watch this thing because it's really disturbing. What the hell was I thinking? yeah. Have fun playing Eldar.